views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Welcome to Open University, the one and only show that keeps you informed about the Bronx and beyond. I'm your host, Ashley Francis, and as always, we have a wonderful show coming your way. Leading things off, we'll be joined by the cast from an upcoming YouTube series that looks to keep you informed from a different point of view. To cap the show off, singer-songwriter and disability advocate Tabitha Haley will perform. So sit back, chill, and let's go with the flow on a brand new episode of Open University. Hello everyone, I'm your host, Ashley Francis. Leading things off, when it comes to the disabled community, many topics go untouched. Well, the Lay Project looks to keep you informed with their YouTube series, Men on the Move and Chicks in Chairs. Let's welcome hosts Michael Favor and Trisha Harris. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, tell me a little bit about the Lay Network.
The Late Network is basically a group of disabled individuals who we have YouTube shows and podcasts and different variations of content, all discussing what it's like to live with a disability.
And what's some of the things y'all talk about on there?
Some episodes we've had have included have you ever been in love, having sex with a disabled person, dating with a disability. We've talked about, that's pretty much it.
And Trisha, because I know you have Men on the Move and you're one of the hosts for Chicks in Chairs.
Yes, I'm the host of Chicks in Chairs.
So how many of you that do Chicks in Chairs?
It's two of us. And we have our facilitator, Ms. Stephanie Wallace, which she started out as one-person podcast, and it ended up 10 people with disabilities with a range of all different ideas and things that we're doing.
Okay, so is it are you trying, so what are your views? Do you try to get able-bodied people to watch?
We want everyone to watch because we want everyone's perspective of a person who's disabled, who's dating, or who have kids, because they believe a lot of us don't have kids, and families, and our own homes. And it's a range from, like he said, dating and sex and things that were said to you. I mean, we cover it all.
Mm-hmm. So what's some things you think you might want to talk about later on?
We're trying to hit children who parents are disabled, to how their world was, of what we didn't see on the outside as they saw, or what disappointments or shame or what proudness they had of having a parent with a disability. Mm-hmm. So we want to interview each other's children.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. I mean, I know I was raised by two parents with disabilities, so I can understand from that point of view.
Maybe we'll have you on the show.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be good. I'm going to inform that. That would be good, because we like to hear both perspectives. As we say, there are people who became into their disability, and there are people who will, as myself and Mike, were born in our disability. So it's very different views, and we like to get all of them.
Okay, so do you ever touch on anything with able-bodied having, with their children having disability? Because there's a lot of people that...
Yes, we're touching on that. Yes.
And what's some things you might want to touch on Men on the Move? Because I know you have you and I had him on the show before, Dustin Jones, advocate too.
Yeah.
And so what do you like?
In the future, we're going to have an episode with my sister, who also was born with cerebral palsy like me. So we're going to talk about what it was like to grow up with a sibling with a disability. And we've had the comedian Damon Rozier. He's been on the show, and he's talked about what it was like for him to be a comedian with a disability. So we basically try to show people that we can be as quote unquote as normal as possible with the disability. Like, we live normal lives and do everything that everybody else can do.
And how has the views been? Have you had a lot of views on there? Like,
yeah,
people like talk to you, tell you like from across the world, talked about
Yes.
like.
From New Zealand.
I've had a guy recently, about 2 weeks ago, he stopped me on the bus and was like, I watch your show all the time. And I was like looking around like, you talking to me? And he was like, yeah. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, so it's doing a lot better than I thought it would be doing.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because you have to spread the word, let him know. And did he have a disability too, or he had a disability?
Yeah.
So you have to try to get see, this is your chance to let able-bodied people out there.
Yeah. And a lot of my able-bodied friends, I get them to watch the show, and they give me like feedback on the show and tell me what they think. Like, I have a friend in Australia. She watches the show like every time we put up an episode. So it's pretty, to me, it's pretty big.
Yeah, that's good. And do you want to try to? Do you have any other ventures you're doing? 'Cause I know I heard that you're breaking down the series into like different.
Yes.
Podcasts. Yeah, we're doing different podcasts with different people. James Futrell and Tiffany, I don't know her last Hall. Yeah, Tiffany Hall. They're gonna have their podcast, and then Valerie Joseph, she's gonna have her podcast called Living With. And me, myself, and the director of Men on the Move, Daytwan Cullins, we're gonna have our own show, and it's basically gonna cover like current events and random stuff that I come up with in my head, I guess.
Well, we just recently did we had plenty of events, but it wasn't as big as it is now, because now it's 10 team members. So we just did an event on Friday, and we played the dating game. Myself and Mike were the contestants for people to win date with, and we actually played the dating game. So it turned out pretty good, and that's gonna be up soon.
Okay, so when's the date?
We have to set up the date. He has one with a woman. Her name is Nilda. And I chose Sunny. We know everyone there, so we use voice changers and everything like that. It was a really fun event. And they danced for a chance to win a prize, and we gave out envelopes with different prizes and things in them. And they really enjoyed themselves. It brought them out.
Mm-hmm.
And we get to go to Applebee's, so that's the part I like.
He's always on the Applebee's.
It's a good spot.
So who's paying? You paying or
we're paying? The lady team.
ICS is paying.
Lady team is paying.
Okay, so was it hard to I know we have to go, so tell everyone about where they need to go watch the YouTube series at.
You can watch Men on the Move and Chicks in Chairs. Just go to YouTube and type in Men on the Move and Chicks in Chairs. Well, not together, separately, but you can watch them like that. And just be on the lookout for the podcast, my podcast, and James and Tiffany's podcast, and Valerie's podcast.
Okay, do you have any Facebook or Twitter?
Yes, our Facebook page is called Men on the Move, the & Chicks in Chairs, all together. And we have actually laid page, which is Love and Intimacy for the Disabled. That is on Facebook as well.
Okay. I really appreciate y'all coming here today.
Thank you.
Keep everybody informed about,
Thank you for having us.
All right, thank you. We have to take a quick break, but we'll be back with Open University.
Coming to you from our BronxNet studios, 4 new shows highlighting some of the best of the Bronx has to offer. We sit down with political leaders on In the District and discuss local legislation, events, and issues. See how the community and business come together with The Bronx Now on BronxNet. Nosotros features leaders from our Latino community. Meet those who are moving to make a difference in public service, business, arts, and culture. Looking for new and exciting dining experiences? Then you'll want to savor the Bronx and try new restaurants and eateries that fill the borough with delicious dishes. We have it all, so experience the Bronx in new and fresh ways on BronxNet.
Hello and welcome back. She was the opening performer for the first ever annual New York City Disability Pride Parade in 2015 to celebrate the 25th anniversary of ADA. As an advocate, she has brought accessibility changes to MTV and Schimmel Theater. Without further ado, welcome Tabitha Haley.
We all make mistakes in our lives. You can choose to live or deny. If you measure me by what I've done, take count, I'm now finally having fun. It's rather peculiar, you say. You don't see me different, you don't see me the same. I'm able to be somebody, from hate rise above. I'm able to help somebody when they're giving up. I'm able to give somebody not advantage. I'm able to love somebody, and I can be loved. I can be loved. I can be loved. I can recall the toughest days when I wanted out from all the pain. Some people ask, how do I cope? I say I do not lose hope. It's all too familiar each day. The wind might blow harder, but I'll never sway. I'm able to be somebody, from hate rise above. I'm able to help somebody when they're giving up. I'm able to give somebody not advantage. I'm able to love somebody. I can be loved. I can be loved. I can be loved. What's worse than heart? What's worse than physical pain? When I don't wear mine instead, can't remember anything. What's better than living? What's better than making things right? What's better than meeting the one? What's better than your own life? When I am older and gray, I've lived to the fullest in every way. I'm able to be somebody, from hate rise above. I'm able to help somebody when they're giving up. I'm able to give somebody not advantageous. I'm able to love somebody, and I can be loved. I can be loved. I can be loved. Thank you.
Wow, that was beautiful right there. That was touching.
Thank
So Tabitha, tell me what inspires you to write this song?
I was inspired to write this song because I face a lot of negativity about whether or not I can do things, especially that make me independent. And in this particular case, whether or not I can actually have a love life.
Who has inspired that? Has anyone special out there that has inspired that?
Yes, someone special has inspired that. I recently got married.
Yay.
And so I was inspired by my husband, and he showed me love and I show him love, and just want everyone to know that that can happen despite being disabled.
Okay, yes, that's very true.
So that's my husband, Alex Haley.
Yes, and he's out here in the audience.
Yes.
Okay. So when you drop an album, when you gonna drop the album? When's the
My
album coming
plan
out?
is, I do recording at home, my home studio, but my plan is to eventually work with a producer in a real studio and have all my music be on an album that can be purchased.
Okay, we look forward to it. We definitely
Thank
do.
you.
Definitely do.
Thank you for having us.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And this is Michael.
And Mike, thank you,
Yes.
Mike. You
Thanks
played the
for
guitar
having me.
very well. Like, I'm really feeling it. I'm really
Well,
feeling
thank
it.
you. Thank you.
All right, well, the bad news, that's all we have for today. The good news is there's always another time to tune in. Thank you to our guests and joining us today. A huge thank you to our viewers. Remember to keep in mind your abilities instead of the impossible. And I'm Ashley Francis. Until next time.
Well, I got this as a paid internship. Spending my time here, I really enjoyed the people that work here. I enjoy what goes on behind the scenes.
So far, I've learned how to operate a camera, how to host. I learned how to control audio.
My first time hosting was really nerve-wracking, but I really enjoyed it because it was a new experience.
Coming to you from our BronxNet studios, 4 new shows highlighting some of the best of the Bronx has to offer. We sit down with political leaders on In the District and discuss local legislation, events, and issues. See how the community and business come together with The Bronx Now on BronxNet. Nosotros features leaders from a Latino community. Meet those who are moving to make a difference in public service, business, arts, and culture. Looking for new and exciting dining experiences? Then you'll want to savor the Bronx and try new restaurants and eateries that fill the borough with delicious dishes. We have it all, so experience the Bronx in new and fresh ways on BronxNet.
From the north
To the south, to the west, to the east, we are expanding our services and upgrading technology at Lehman College. And now, Bronxites have an innovative media production facility in the East Bronx at Mercy College in the Hutch Metro Center. The windows on the East Bronx studio, a state-of-the-art control room, media labs for production and training, and other media-capable spaces. Training, workforce development, leading-edge technology, and programs that help you share your ideas, your voice, on your channels, locally and globally. Build media and technology skills at BronxNet and build your dreams.
Suppose I told you kids you could rule the world, your own chunk of the world.
Film, the iconic expression of emotion, ideals, and culture through moving images. Throughout the decades, the world of filmmaking, from its physical appearance to the essence of what it portrays, has adapted and grown into an historical structure made of both dreams and imagination. The same can be said about the Bronx itself, a place where film has flourished in its past to now return home for the borough's cinematic future. For filmmakers, the Bronx became a hidden gem, capable of adapting to any script location, from the hustle and bustle of the urban streets to quiet suburban neighborhoods. Thomas Edison built the Edison Studio with this thought in mind.
Well, the first studio in the Bronx was established by Thomas Edison, and therefore it was called the Edison Studios. It was located on Decatur Avenue and Oliver Place, just about a block south of Bedford Park Boulevard and just about a block to the west of Southern Boulevard. And it was an attempt by Edison actually to place a studio within the boundaries of New York City, but also in an area where he could profitably use all of the surrounding area for any type of film that he would want. The Botanical Garden was practically across the street. He could use suburban settings for the housing that were around if he wanted to go urban. And people who were actors or people who worked in the movies could very easily get up there using the 3rd Avenue L, which had a stop at Bedford Park Boulevard.
Don't worry about it. We can't accept that.
I didn't give it to you. I gave it to your son. He worked for you.
That's right, my son. And I don't want my son involved in what goes on here.
Involved in what? What are you talking about?
Please, I'm not a stupid man, okay? Please, I'm not stupid. You know what I'm talking about. Just stay away from my son, okay?
As filmmaking grew into a multi-million-dollar industry, the Bronx's booming talents became key players in introducing Hollywood to the undeniable Bronx flavor.
It's made me who I am today. It's made me the strong, brave woman that I am today.
Made me tough, so I would have to say that that's one of the things that growing up in the Bronx allows you to be and teaches you to be, which is tough, which is a good thing to be in Hollywood.
As a Bronx filmmaker, I'm here because we want to have our voice and be a part of the change necessary in our community and have that input.
Whenever anybody asks me to describe myself or define myself in under 10 words, I always say the same exact thing. I just say, I'm a Jew from the Bronx.
But the Bronx is homegrown talent that has stayed here to build it.
Over time, the Bronx's connection to film was reborn. Numerous film studios are once again looking towards the borough, not only as the perfect location to showcase their motion pictures, but to create powerful, inspirational, and diverse stories waiting to be brought to life on the big screen.
I grew up into filmmaking here in this atmosphere. And in fact, my very first class was at BronxNet in field production, get your hands on a camera type situation. This is where I learned the art of filmmaking.
I think being born here and knowing and understand that we are a diverse borough
have either a struggle that they've had to go through, or some who have been here for generations that have kept their communities intact and thriving. So to me, it's always been about taking those things from each one of those communities and instilling it in myself.
I always recognize when I do see the Bronx, and I'm pretty familiar with a lot of the neighborhoods in the Bronx, so I think it's recognizable and unique and interesting. Just as being a Bronx filmmaker, I do think it's a good thing to kind of show the Bronx, and the Bronx is a character within itself, really.
If you're in the Bronx, shoot as much as you can in and around the borough that you live in or your neighborhood, so you can sort of see what it looks like and let other people see, because that's ultimately how you're going to promote any kind of Bronx filmmaking, letting people see the Bronx.
Alan and I are excited to officially open Silver Cup North today and to provide more studio space to accommodate the growing needs of New York's film and television production industry. And even more so, we're excited to be opening this facility in the Bronx, which has seen an incredible resurgence, and excited to be part of the Bronx's current renaissance.
Silver Cup Studios has kept their mission alive and well. Since first opening their doors in 1983, the studio established itself as the largest independent full-service film and television production facility in the northeastern United States. The company finds a home here in the Bronx, honoring the diversity of the borough, while giving the opportunity to students to have a first hand in their careers of film and television.
When we started with this, we had a couple of new hires, and right out of the gate, we hired people from the Bronx. Part of the purpose in doing these programs with various folks is also to make certain that the diversity of cultures that we have, both in the Bronx, Queens, and what have you, everyone has an opportunity to see if this business is for them.
From the first moments Thomas Edison walked onto the sets of the Edison Studios in 1907, the Bronx became a rich and key role in the world of film. The tradition is honored today through its filmmakers, actors, producers, and creative students. For the Bronx and its people, film has created a light through the past, into the present, and towards the future.
Coming to you from our BronxNet studios, 4 new shows highlighting some of the best of the Bronx has to offer. We sit down with political leaders on In the District and discuss local legislation, events, and issues. See how the community and business come together with The Bronx Now on BronxNet. Nosotros features leaders from our Latino community. Meet those who are moving to make a difference in public service, business, arts, and culture. Looking for new and exciting dining experiences? Then you'll want to savor the Bronx and try new restaurants and eateries that fill the borough with delicious dishes. We have it all, so experience the Bronx in new and fresh ways on BronxNet.